The sixth tip is to master your time management. Everyone's busy. We have a million things that we need to do every single day, and it doesn't always feel like we have the time to do everything that we want and need to do. We're always flying around like dragonflies, zipping from task to task to task to task, but we never really stop to think about our time management skills. Just like note-taking, time management is a skill that you can master over time through a lot of practice. I'll definitely make a more in-depth video in the future of how to master your time management, but I'll just give you a couple of tips that could help you right now. First of all, even though this seems completely obvious, we all have the same 24 hours in each day. How you choose to divide this 24 hours is entirely up to you. If you're still in school, then there's probably that 6 or 7 hours that you're required to be in school every single day. If you factor in getting 8 hours of sleep each night, that leaves around 8 to 10 hours of unstructured or free time, which you will choose to use in many different ways, depending on your priorities, depending on what's important to you, and depending on what you have going on. On top of school and sleep, you also spend time eating, bathing, brushing your teeth, doing homework, studying for tests, participating in clubs and playing in sports teams, and hanging out with friends and family, and maybe even a part-time job to make some extra money. Everyone has a lot of commitments to balance in life, and it can definitely get overwhelming at certain points, especially in your junior and senior year of high school when you're determining the next step in your academic or financial career. If you can make a short list of your commitments that you have right now and estimate how much time you spend on them either each day or each week or each month, that could go a long way into mastering your time management. Through doing this, you can start to have a better understanding of how you manage your time currently so you can see what changes you actually want to make in your schedule. This will help you to manage your time better, not only to add in more time for friends and families and extracurricular, but also to add more time for taking care of your mental health. I believe that your mental health and overall well-being should be at the top of your priorities list. But again, it's your priority list, it's your definition of success. It has to be true to you. It has to resonate with you. If you haven't heard about the grades, social life, sleep triangle, it's a common belief many students hold about time management. The belief goes that you can only have two and you'll have to sacrifice the other one. For example, you can get good grades and have a good social life, but you'll never get enough sleep. Or you can have good grades and get enough sleep, but you'll have no social life. From my experience, this triangle is flat out a myth. It is simply untrue. This is a limiting belief that some students use to try to justify why their grades aren't good, or why they get no sleep, or why they have no social life. Wouldn't it be great to get good grades, have a good social life, and get enough sleep? Well, then you should highly consider working on your time management skills. The most important things with time management are knowing your priorities and planning ahead. Again, with the dragonfly analogy, most of us are always busy just zipping from task to task to task. We rarely take a moment to stop and sit still and zoom out and reflect on what our most important priorities are. This mixes very well with knowing your why and knowing your definition of success, which is why I led off with those two in the beginning. What does having good grades mean to you? What does having a good social life mean to you? What does getting enough sleep mean to you? You need to be specific when creating definitions for these things. These definitions must be true to you. Don't make them in comparison to anyone else. This will help you greatly in knowing your priorities. So, if your definition of success as a student involves getting good grades, getting enough sleep, having a good social life, and taking care of your mental health, then which is the most important for you? Are they all equally important, or is there one or two that rise above the rest? Make a list of your metrics of success, ranking them in order from most important to least important for you. This is just one way to help you dig deeper and figure out your top priorities. Once you know your priorities, you'll be able to plan ahead and schedule your time better. It would be helpful to make a schedule and plan out your week so you know what assignments and projects and tests and quizzes you have on the way, as well as any club meetings you have or sports practices or games or time to hang out with friends and family. You should be able to know all of this stuff ahead of time. There are obviously some events in life that just pop up out of nowhere, but those things will not be on this list. Also, when you know your priorities, it will make it a lot easier to cut some things out of your life that you feel are just wasting your time. Your time is valuable. Don't let others waste it. Know the value of your time. There is no need to stay up till 4 a.m. the night before a big exam cramming when you haven't studied at all. That is not a good use of your time. With better time management skills and planning ahead, you'll be able to spread out the studying for the week or two before the exam, so you won't have to do it all the night before. In my entire academic career, I'm proud to say that I never really stayed up past 11 or 12 studying for an exam, and I pretty much got all A's in all of my classes. If you're a person that finds yourself constantly cramming for exams at the last moment, I would highly recommend that you start thinking about your time management skills and start to plan out your schedule more in advance. You should strongly consider planning ahead more, making a schedule, and working on your time management skills.